Hello there everyone, and welcome back to the first one in a while now to another SRB2 stream. This time, instead of just playing as some random character or going through some random character pack that I've been meaning to get around to for a while, I've actually gone and found something that kinda works for the concept of a stream, and that is the SRB2Randomizer by TehRealSalt's, which I have also boosted, added a couple of other mods to it, namely, give me a sec, multiplayer special status in single player as recommended by TehRealSalt's when downloading the SRB2Randomizer, and Frostikins, X momentum, cross momentum, whatever you feel about, however you feel about talking about it. It's got a whole set of different names I've seen people refer to as both. So, the SRB2Randomizer is pretty much what it sounds like. Random skyboxes, random order of levels, random bosses, random enemies, random skyboxes, random ring placements, random special stages if you collect items, random monitors, random everything, except from the fact that you can still complete most of the stages. They've apparently still been designed that way. So it doesn't change everything, but it changes mostly everything. But I reckon, stop being around the bush and start. Which should be just a case of new game. Selecting Sonic and Tails so that we actually have a extra character. Oh yeah, and extra skin colours. So, Green Flower Mountain Act 1. Everything looks everything is exactly the same. Right. Okay. Make a server. Does it need to be multiplayer? That might be it. My mistake. I downloaded it yesterday. I haven't actually gone back to check all of this stuff. Right. We try single player browser. Just start that and let's see what happens. There we are. Now that's different. Although I'm just going to quickly change. Can you do Sonic and Tails in multiplayer? Can't remember. Give me a sec, I've just got some Windows security thing come up. Right, I'm going to try just one more time to see whether I can set up to have bots, because I haven't played much SRB2 multiplayer. I haven't looked at setting all of this up before. Bots. Doesn't look like it. Right, I'm just going in as is then. And it's still the same. Fantastic, right. Randomizer seed 1. Randomizer dash set seed. Okay. There we go. Right. Now we got something different. Different music. Still playing a Sonic though, but apparently that should also change. But as you can see, we have different music. We started in Arid Canyon Act 3 rather than Green Flower Mountain. And it should only get stranger from here. I'm not sure whether I actually need it to be a multiplayer, but there we are. Just needed a little bit of console command trickery, which I haven't got. Don't do that often. I forget all the console commands. But other than that, I really hope that Fang stops using the bullet thing. It's really annoying. Oh, for God's sake. Unbelievable. Great place to start. The only thing I'm really hoping we don't come across at some point in this is Azure Temple. That's a nightmare. I don't think there's any sort of way to block off specific levels from appearing in the randomizer. So it's entirely possible end up like Azure Temple 3rd level, which is not great. I think I might just go and set another seed. But as you can see, very different skybox to usual. And that's going to be the case in every level. Some levels it does look a bit strange in, because it kind of tries to have two skyboxes and it doesn't really work all that well. But here, it looks pretty good. It's like a nice nighttime version of the stage, even if the lighting in the train itself is now a little bit strange. Anyway, I can't remember off the top of my head what song this is. I don't think it's the credit song. Is it going to be a special stage? Maybe? I think it might be a special stage. But anyway, while we do this, I do have some things to talk about in terms of next month or so on the channel, because there's some awkward things that I'm going to have to mention at some point, just in terms of timings and all the rest of that. But for now, we're just going to get through a few levels, see how that goes. But anyway, Jisk says hello. Good to see you too. Hello, Jisk. Where do we end up? Black Horse, Zone 1, this music, stars, and Knuckles. It doesn't look like... Oh, rings up in the sky. That's good to see. Now, I haven't actually played this specific stage all that much as Knuckles, so this might be interesting. There we are. At least one. At least got one ring. Come on, break through here. But as you could also see up there, that's usually Speed Sneakers. It's now an Elemental Shield, and that's going to be the case with every other monitor. Plus the Emerald Coin locations have also been modified, so they're also going to be quite different to usual. I think they might be considered in the same way as monitors, so you know, you can be running around picking up a monitor and it's actually now an emerald coin, and of course vice versa, you could go up to an emerald coin location and it's now a monitor. But yeah, we've also got cross momentum active, which is probably why Knuckles feels so much better to play, even if it is still saying it's Sonic. Anyway, Ruby says, hey, how is it hanging? It's good to see you again. Sorry about last time with the okay. This wasn't expected. It appears that it might, unless this is just a joke character, it looks like it might try to use your add-on characters, which I'm not sure who this is. I think it might be Taco's super form, which is not the case, but I can't... Oh, no, sorry, apparently I can just then jump that one time. Right. Yeah, it looks like, as this guy, I can't actually jump, which makes things a whole lot more complicated. Like, one of you needs to kill me and then hope. Right, this is a cross momentum Joe character. Right, that's good to know. Right, we're gonna see. Fixing that. Yeah. Right. Okay. So if the microwave appears, that might be a bit of a problem. I didn't know about him. Ooh, magnet shield. It's good to have. But yeah, as you can see, all of the enemies have changed. A lot of the ring locations have changed. We've got crawler commandos running around. It does look like, rather than every single individual enemy being changed though, it looks like it changes the type of enemy, if that makes sense. So rather than, for example, I think that would normally be, I think it'd be a green spring cell rather than a yellow one. And then instead of a buzz, we have the bubble enemies. I can't remember their name off the top of my head. So yeah, it looks like the type of enemy has changed more so than the individual enemies themselves. But I haven't actually checked what the skybox is. Is it the Mario, is it the Mushroom Kingdom Plate Towers skybox? That's kind of cool. It is. How long has that guy been following me? But yeah, the skin color apparently also is supposed to change. That is to say, the color of your characters. Not, you know, because they are generally, or at least the video I was watching explaining it, showed these the color of each character changing every time they swap levels. That doesn't seem to be the case here, so I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, the other thing about this is I'm having to remember the changes that cross momentum makes to each character, because it is not super drastic, but it is a little more than just the physics have been changed. So for example, Tails now, rather than tap constantly, it's like bursts of quite significant height. So much more significant than what an individual tap would do usually, but still probably about the same amount of height, but it's a little faster. But anyway, not going so badly so far. I don't actually know how the randomizer ends. I assume it's still the case of beating Black Core will change it. Well, you know, so the credits will come up and all the rest of it. But I'm not sure about that. It might not be. I'm hoping it is, because otherwise it could be here for a while. I am warning you now that if Azure Temple appears, I am quitting the mod right there. I'm not dealing with Azure Temple. Or I'm not going to bother playing Azure Temple. If that comes up, I'm switching level. I have my limits of what I'll do on stream, and playing Azure Temple is one of them. I don't need to put myself through it. Simple as that. But yeah, as you can see here, sometimes the enemy spawns can get a bit weird. Like Crawler plus Robo Hood. Okay, so whatever. But yeah, a little bit earlier today. The stream was, of course, supposed to take place yesterday, because I'm just simply put, I'm doing them on every even day, which is to say 18th, 20th, so on, just because that's the pattern I've set. But yesterday, there was a party right outside my apartment, of the next door apartment, which was supposed to end at the time that I had allocated on the thing, which I kind of expected to delay it, you know, half an hour or so, but it ended up going on for about 5 hours after the time they had said it would end, which, you know, is fine, but it does mean that I can't really stream just because the noise is too loud. It was coming up on the mic. It was actually louder than I was a lot of the time, so I couldn't really stream while that was going on. I didn't want to delay it just hours and hours, so I was like, oh, I'll just do it the next day. So there we are. But anyway, Hamadino asks, what is your favourite SRB2 mod, the JackalMan? I feel like I say this every stream, but so I've practically rehearsed it at this point. But we have Neosonic as an individual character. Oh dear, I didn't realise that. I didn't realise that's what that item box did. Damn. Right. Anyway, over here. So we have Astra Silverhorn as a multi-character pack. So that is to say, Silverhorn. Temporary. That's good. So that's to say, Inazuma and Aether, as well as the Mindscape and all the rest of that. Map is gotta be. For the map, it's gotta be Social Stancer 2, but of course, you know, play Social Stancer 1 beforehand. But that as an overall is my favourite. And physics, lure, graphics. I don't play with those all that much, so I have no. I can't tell you anyone because I don't use them all that much. So yeah, that's that. Very different. Okay. So it looks like at the... What is going on with Tails animations? What? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so it looks like at the very least the bosses have been unchanged, so that bosses will spawn, you know, in their correct states. Generally. Don't know what's going on with Tails here. Unless this is another, like, X-Momentum joke I didn't know about. It's like, Tailsless Tails. Just ends up, like, awkwardly running everywhere. There we are. That's easy. After a while, you kind of get bored of fighting the same bosses over and over again. It's not quite as bad as Eggmobile, because, you know, Eggmobile is in every single mod pack. Oh, speaking of, look at that. Though we at least have the perfect character to do it with. Not quite sure what skybox we got here, but as you can see, is it the Ara Canyon one? You know, those towers there. But as you can see, sometimes you get the awkward melding of 2 skybox, maybe even 3. I mean, you've got the skybox elements from the map 99, as I was talking about. You have the Green Flower Mountain stuff. You then have the Ara Canyon skybox, and then above that you have another skybox as well. It's like 6 different levels of this. Astronaut says, I remember a long while ago there was a crazier randomizer that also randomized textures and I think character abilities as well. No idea where that one went though. I don't recall that always being random though. That one is, I did look at that one. I ultimately decided against it because frankly I'd already downloaded this one. I thought about it, but maybe next time. Maybe we can compare the 2 randomizers. But for this time at least I just went with this one. This one is the SRB2Randomizer, styled as I've written it by TehRealSalt's, which then also recommends another mod, which I've also got downloaded and active at this point, is Every Time Crawler Commandos, which recommends a multiplayer special stages in single player just for the extra kind of chaos that could add. That one hasn't come up yet though, because I have not found any, ooh, snowing. I wasn't expecting that. Snowing under the sea. How strange. But yeah. If we find any emerald tokens, which a possibility that we might see the multiplayer special stages rather than the single player ones. But who knows. It looks like mines are considered an enemy because we got all of these crawler commandos running around, which is causing everything to go a bit crazy. Let's just try and get out of here. Let's not tempt fate by running around there. Let's just try and get out. So we know it's snowing. I don't know how the weather system works in SRB2. I don't know whether that's linked to specific skyboxes or whether that's a general effect. But green trees of some kind, dark blue sky. I can't quite tell what. These crawler commandos are dogged. They follow you for miles, unless it's just run by here maybe. This is a bit anticlimactic if it is. I heard the telltale whir of another crawler commando there. I don't want to deal with any more of them. Ridiculous. But anyway, while we're running through here, in terms of future content, so the content I'm looking to make over the next month or so. Oh, didn't even see the Eggman there. Right, so yeah. Content looking at making over the next month. For a start, I'm not actually here for a lot of it. I'm off on holiday in a foreign country, so during that stint, which is about a fortnight, I won't be able to do anything at all. So no scripting, no recording, no gameplay footage, no nothing. Can't release it. Can't do any streams. Nothing at all. Simply can't work on it. You know, it's a holiday. What you'd expect. But then also before that, I've got like a work trip where I've got to go leave my hard drive behind, which is, if you don't know, I store all of my footage on a hard drive separate to the MacBook that I edit on, and then I've got a PC which I record on. But for a fair while, at least a few days, but maybe even longer, I can't have access to the hard drive, which means that anything that requires footage I record myself, and also I can't have access to the PC to record it. So anything involving that, I can't make any progress on. So I have got a video coming out tomorrow. It's done. All I need to do is work on the promotional graphics for it. So that is to say the stuff I put on social media next to the release, rather than just have the default thumbnail. So I just need to work on that, which I'll do tonight, and it'll come out tomorrow. But then on top of that, I have 2 videos I'm planning for. 2 videos I got planned. One of them is a review of FBC Firebreak, which was a... Oh. Guess that's the level. I didn't realize that's a... I know you can actually end up on the title screen map, apparently, and the tutorial, but I didn't realize you can end up on the credits. Hopefully that doesn't reset us, because I planned for the stream to go on a little longer than 20 minutes, you know? But yeah, I've got a review of FBC Firebreak coming up, which, yeah, Ruby is saying that's fast. Yeah, it was. Perfect time to go and talk about what I'm doing next, and then I'll cut it off and I'll try again. See how long that lasts. So yeah, FBC Firebreak, which might take a while. Nature of live service and stuff. Basically, there are a lot of flaws I found with just like the fundamentals of the game, but which I kind of hoped to run into a review of it, because I kind of figured, well, there's no way they can fix all of those that quickly, and as it turns out, they are. I mean, it's still not great, but they're a lot faster with, you know, these big updates than I thought they'd be. These like big overhauls of the gameplay loop and stuff. So, you know, if I give it that month that I'm gonna have to take a break for, you know, maybe a lot of it's changed. So I'm not running into that review. The one that I am going full stream ahead on, so the one that I am currently scripting, you know, like 10 minutes before this stream started, is a review of a movie, which I haven't done very much on this channel. And that movie is K-Pop Demon Hunters, which is the new Netflix one by Sony Animations. I have no interest in K-pop. In fact, I have a degree of active contempt for it. I do not like K-pop, but that is a good movie, and I go watch it. That's all I'm going to say for now. But the hope is if I can get the script done by tomorrow, when I have to go on this work trip, I'll have access to my MacBook. So if I can script and record while I'm here with my mic and all the rest of that, due to the nature of it being a movie, I'm not actually recording anything myself, so I can just have the project files and like the trailers and preview footage and all the rest of that for the movie stored on my MacBook rather than my hard drive, which I won't have access to. And I can effectively make the video while I'm out on this trip. So possibly a video will come out. The video will come out tomorrow, which is the next part of the Ring Races playthrough. Possibly a review of K-Pop Demon Hunters will come out over the next few days. If that doesn't happen, then there isn't going to be any videos until the latter half of July. So it could be quite a long break, but hopefully I can get at least 1 or 2 more videos out in that time. I don't know for certain, but we'll see. But let's get past that. Now we're Now I've gone through all of that. Right. Probably should have used that to read the comments as well. Astronite asks, now that you mention it, I'm curious now. Well, there you are. Now that you mention it, I'm curious now, do you have any plans to do any kind of level reviews? I was thinking of doing a review of Mystic Realm Community Edition, but I was not feeling that. I was playing it and it's just like, ugh, I'm not enjoying this. But at the same time, I could tell it was a skill issue rather than like any significant real flaws with the level pack, which stopped me from going out there and reviewing it straight away. I think if I remember correctly, it was either going to be Community Edition or S3 Sonic, if I remember correctly. So, or Iowa characters, I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, that was one that I plan to do and I'm continuing to plan to do. There are a couple of other level packs that I've looked at doing, but they could be quite long-winded reviews, or might even be just quite, not generic, but quite unorganized, because that is Sugoi, which is a pretty famous level pack, but also has literally hundreds of levels, so that one it could be very, very, very long-winded. So that's one of them, Sugoi. There's also Dimension Glaber, which is I'm interested in reviewing, and that one is also very, 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 very level long. Very, very long, even. Trip over my tongue. Cast Legman Bridge music. It's a bit too intense for the type of special stage, which, as you can see, is the multiplayer one, so the mod did work. So yeah, there are a couple of level packs I'm looking at doing, but for one reason or another, they've delayed. I've seen people ask me this a couple of times. I don't have anything against doing level packs. I'm perfectly fine with doing them just as much as I am with characters. The one that I'm a bit more iffy about doing reviews on is like the lure and the graphics and stuff, just because I have less to talk about, and I'm on YouTube, so I've got to think visually. Is it going to be visually interesting to watch? And, you know, with a lot of the lure and the, you know, UI changes, models and stuff, it's like, is that really entertaining to talk about? So that's, so yeah, that's the reason I haven't really covered those before. Oh, great. Back in Black Core already. Just got into the credits. But it does look like, luckily, it just loops. So if we end up in the credits again, where we don't have to call it quits. Because again, I didn't plan to finish the stream in 20 minutes. Yeah, you've got guns, I've got guns, who's going to win? Can't remember playing as Fang in X Momentum. Is the hop supposed to happen? Like his weird, stupid little unanimated hop? Because it looks a bit ridiculous. Though we can at least do the pop gun while jumping, which is good. I love it when he just sits there and does nothing but the missiles over and over again. Inevitably something like that happens. But it looks like... Ah, is it because I'm in multiplayer that I've got this, like, awkward... Okay, I was wondering why with a couple of characters I'm getting, like, awkward pauses when I die. It turns out that might just be a multiplayer thing. Again, I really haven't played any SRB2 multiplayer. I've got no real experience with it. So this is kind of a first for me. I don't actually know whether the mod needs to be around, needs to be a multiplayer, but a commenter in the chat right at the start was talking about make a server when it didn't seem to be working properly, so I just assumed that was a necessary part of it. I think he was just asking generally, can you make a server for multiplayer? Pop gun on the move is a cross momentum thing. Yeah, I am aware that that's cross momentum. I mean the like weird hop he does It just looks a bit strange, seeing as it isn't animated. I just think it looks a bit odd. But it looks like the skybox for once was actually correct, incidentally. Just the normal design. But yeah, anyway. Every time there's some like strange music I haven't heard before, I get really nervous that the level pack has just immediately ended or something. Oh, well, that was good. Good start. Anyway, hello Darius B. Good to see you. Amadino, I can also hear you. I'm away or here. Going back to your request for Frontier Sonic at some point, I thought he had been cancelled. As in, they weren't doing development on him, so I didn't think it was a particular priority. Yeah. Darius B, what can anybody tell me what mod this is? This is the SRB2Randomizer by TehRealSalt's. So, as you can see in the title, it is a randomizer that changes most everything about the game. So, for example, all the monitors are changed, including a couple of strange ones. That's a anti-gravity flip one, which actually this might be a better place to use it than the previous one. It might not be as... I was about to say it might not be as simple as the last one, but then you end up getting stuck in the ceiling because they've got some weird gap in it. Right. Oh, Goomba. Blue Goomba. There we are. Yeah, Astronite asks about doing a public server on the SRB2 channel. I've talked about this a couple of times, but the reason I haven't done any sort of public servers, and I won't be able to do any public servers or anything but SRB2 card, is because my internet provider, it's because I live in an apartment, it's like a overall apartment one rather than an individual router, if that makes sense. But I went and looked up on their website, you know, how do you do port forwarding, and they say quite clearly you can't. I can't do any port forwarding to set up a server on SRB2 or the ring races, which is a bit of a shame. You can only do it on SRB2 card, which doesn't require port forwarding. But yeah, lots of Goombas and Wars. Problem is, I can't remember off the top of my head what each of these are supposed to be. Also, two different kinds of Goombas. I don't know whether they're supposed to be different enemies or whether it's a skin thing. Yeah, Ruby857. So part of me hopes Hope hunting becomes a thing in base SRB2 sometime. I live in Hope. I mean, the strangest thing is that hole punching, so that's effectively a technique where you don't need to port forward. It was designed in cart to be ready to be added in what's it called, in ring races, and then it just wasn't. You still need to port forward in ring races, so that's the strangest part of it to me. I don't get what went on there. Clearly, some point out it might be for stability reasons or something, but that feels like a bit of a cop-out. I feel like hole punching and being able to set up a server without port forwarding is a big enough thing that you can sacrifice a little bit of stability to make sure that it's in the game, you know? So that's a bit of a shame. Oh, I was about to say, where's the enemies? Oh, they're up there, hiding, scared of Sonic. Enemy over here, I guess they're up on the ceiling as well, because they're clearly not there. And then the turrets are supposed to be there, spin lanterns. Ooh, what skybox is this? Aerial Garden. I suppose we are in a high up place, you know. Both levels are pretty high. Guess it makes sense for Aerial Garden to be here. Maybe this is as they're launching Egg Rock. they're launching the individual parts to wrap around the Black Comet. That's where we're running through right now. I hate this part, mostly because I get bored of it and every time I try to skip it I end up dying. Right, Darius B asks, what is the most random mod anyone can come up with so that I can cover it? I've got plenty of mods to cover. You don't need to like think up random mods for me. I've got plenty of mods left to cover. I'm just a bit indecisive and very lazy. I need you guys to understand that I am a very, very lazy person. So a lot of the time, why is this video delayed? It's because I can't be bothered to work on it. I got bored halfway through and found something else to do. I ended up playing some, you know, I was gaming for too long. I was watching YouTube for too long. So yeah. Ooh, nice. Like this song. Amadino asks, can you review Frontier Sonic? Maybe one day. It's not a priority. It's not, you know, like a mod that I'm, you know, really making sure to get to as quickly as possible. So, maybe one day, but not right now. In terms of the mods that... I forgot about the trick system. In terms of the mods that I am putting a little bit of priority on, there isn't really any. Probably the ones I'm covering in these streams. But the other thing is that I'm doing quite well at the moment in terms of subscribers gained and stuff. I've been saying that I'm going to do the SRB2 mod ranking redone, retooled with all of the new mods I've covered since the last time I did one. When I hit 5,000 subscribers, and as much as that's not a guaranteed thing, it's possible that might happen this year. That was the hope, to get it done for this year. And oh my god, get out of here! Too many enemies. I think it's the elemental seal that stops you from drowning, so we're just going to run through and hope for the best. So yeah, I've got the SRB2 mod ranking coming up, hopefully this year, maybe right at the start of next year. And in that one, obviously I've got to cover a lot of characters. Oh, fantastic, it's this guy again. Right, let's go to level again. Got purple skies. I don't know where the purple sky's from, off the top of my head. Oh my god! What is going on over there? I wasn't expecting giant rings out in the middle of the sky. That's unexpected. That's something I wasn't expecting to see. I wonder if there's any more throughout the level. But anyway, still can't quite tell what the sky actually is from. Which level it's from. Oh. Finally seen some buzzers. Maybe replacing the green snapper. And then the bat enemies. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. But they're there as well. And then we also have the dragon bomber, which is these things coming out. So I've always thought it's a bit of a strange name in my eyes, dragon bomber. It doesn't feel like it matches, it lines up with the names given to a lot of the other bandits, you know? I've always been a bit confused where dragon bomber comes from. There isn't really a pun there in my eyes. Or at least if there is a pun, I'm missing out on it. Right, let's go and get that life, because we don't actually have any. Oh no. Oh. Grab a lightning shield, I guess. going to struggle to get it back up there, so we might need to go and find a way around. Right. First of all, up here. And accidentally end up destroying it. That's convenient. Kind of worried that there wouldn't be any dynamite. It was, you know, because it is a prop. It's kind of like, oh no, don't have no dynamite. That could be really awkward. Right, lightning shield's better. I'm keeping this. Oh, big rings. I don't even know. I don't want to know what that's replacing. So big that it's clipping in. Just giant. Wow. Wasn't expecting that when I booted up the randomizer. I assumed it just changed the one skybox texture. It looks like it changes the individual skybox items as well. I can't quite remember off the top of my head what these would be, but I'm assuming they'd just be like the plateaus, like the where you see them right out in the back. I wasn't expecting them to become giant rings. Big rings, yep. I'm just looking through comments. Oh, character select theme. It's a bit awkward. Raining as well. There we are. It's not much of an arid canyon anymore, is it? It's more moist canyon. Grab a fire shield, why not? See, it's strange, because from some angles he does have the tails, but then others he doesn't. I don't know what's going on there. And then I need to remember to start doing more tricks. Right, not through there then. You know what? Let's experiment. What's over this way? Right, not that way then, because there's nothing here. I'm just trying to recognize where we are. Right, here we are. Here's a place I recognize. I've flown through here enough times. Drop back down. Oh yeah, you're of course right, this isn't the character select at all, is it? It's the record attack, my mistake. I've heard that one enough. I haven't played as much record attack as I used to. It used to be back when the game didn't allow you to play as a modded character in vanilla, and I didn't have all of the save file setup and stuff. I used to play it there, but nowadays, you know, I just set up a save file. Back when I only did about, you know, 20-25 minutes of footage per character, nowadays I generally have an hour. So I just play through the entire game with them. Unless they're particularly relevant to a particular level pack that I have footage of. So for example, when I reviewed Gamma to kind of link it in with the game he's from, I played through Sonic Adventure Genesis for his background footage, because obviously Sonic Adventure. And then with a couple of other characters, I played through specific levels. So Inazuma and Aether, play through the vanilla game, but also through Mindscape. That's one example. Rings just kind of out of nowhere. Yeah, I gotta say, a bit easier to get through this than I thought it would be. Thought, you know, it is a little chaotic, but it's not quite as all over the place as I thought. Maybe that one with, you know, all the custom... Oh, more giant rings. Maybe that one with the replace textures and stuff, the randomized textures, that might be a bit more crazy. But this one, not too bad. Chris, get the banana. Yeah, no. I finally... I've played enough Deltarune. I've got to chapter 2. I've finally played enough Deltarune to understand where that's from. I've done that. Don't know what's going on with the lighting there. Looks a bit strange where it's not all dark and moody outside. You can actually see further into the level. There we are. Excuse my yawning. Can I even hit you? I hate the bubble shield. It's my least favourite of the shields. Everyone's stuck in the walls. Not good. Obviously, all replacing. Oh, did I not pick up a single ring? Right, okay, I might actually need to do this properly. Fantastic. Ugh. Imagine having to do this. Legitimately. How terrible. Not yet. Lift up. Lift up. There we are. Are there any more rings? Yep, plenty. Plenty of rings. So yeah, people are pointing out that it's something to do with mobs variable. So I'm going to assume it's the object being able to follow directly behind Tails as to why his tails are gone. But what's going on with his feet? Why is he running like that? This isn't how Tails usually runs, is it? I feel I'm... So, don't think I've forgotten that. Tails doesn't usually run like this unless it's just the removal of the tails looks different. Don't know what this is for. I'm going to assume it's another multiplayer thing, but it doesn't actually seem to work. Yeah. Poor unfortunate bandits stuck in the walls. As they should. Should be. Loads and loads and loads of rings. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how the randomized rings works. I'm going to assume in the code, you know, there's different patterns that the rings can spawn in. So like a line, a circle, whatsoever, and it's just randomly placing them down. Yeah, sorry mate, you're not getting out of there. Oh. Yawning a lot and I don't know why. Right, let's not go for the Eggman's here, that's bad. Don't need that. Oh wait, I don't have the oh fantastic, I don't have the usual elemental seal to get through here without needing to worry about air. Oh, how annoying. I actually need to think about it. Yeah, Egg Rock looks a bit stranger when it's apparently taking place in Arid Canyon. I also don't think that those are particularly necessary right at the end of the level. Hans Meyer says, this section with the lasers are just damage boost normally, of course referring to the bit right at the start. Yeah, that's usually what I do. I can't be asked to sit there and wait for the lasers to go up and down. You know, you pick up 1 or 2 rings and you just go straight. It really likes this combination of music and skybox. It's like 3 or 4 times now that this exact combination has turned up. What's going on? Or is this the seed system, isn't it? It's going to just spawn the same variations of the randomized levels each time, isn't it? In that case, might need to go find something else to do because I'll be honest, this mod kind of ran out of steam a lot faster than I thought it would. Like I thought it'd be a bit more chaotic and interesting, but it's not really. It's not really that interesting. So I might go find something else to do instead. So yeah, do a couple more levels, see if they, oh, back here again. I'm not going to be mad if this is the only bit of Azure Temple I need to listen to. Listen to Azure Temple's music, that's fine, but as long as I don't need to play it, it's all good. Right, yeah, come over here, we'll finish you off and we'll pretend this is the level done. Come on. Just go through the... Why are you zigzagging? Stop zigzagging. You gotta love it when it does this. Just like a zigzag around the pillar of acid and then... Yeah, there we are. Finally. Yeah, zigzag around the pillar of acid and then just fire off some flamethrowers or some missiles before going in. So you gotta go back away from behind the pillar of acid, and then he goes and moves again, and you're no longer taunting him into it. It's annoying. Right, there we are. Oh. See, I don't really know what that attack is supposed to be. I don't know why, but I always just assumed it was like him shooting out his arms or whatever. But I don't think he actually does anything. I think you just instantly take damage, so... Is it like some invisible laser or something? Could be. Right, well, there we are. That wasn't too bad. Get a life, you know, I got the jingle for it. Finish with that. Astronite says needs a lot more variety. Yeah, no, to be fair, I don't think that's the problem with the mod. I think that's me having chosen to not bother starting any extra levels, so it's just going through the vanilla ones over and over again. But it does feel like it has favourites through the vanilla levels. I don't think we've done JackalMan Act 2. It just keeps going through the same few levels. Play Adventure Sonic. Oh. Right, I'm going to quit the game and start it again just to get the randomizer to turn off. It does annoy me a little bit that there doesn't seem to be a way to turn off the randomizer. Sorry, to turn off mods when you're busy with them. I don't know how it works. Yeah, it's annoying. Right, add-ons. Got plenty of add-ons. Got all of these maps. We have this one from Ruby, who may or may not have just left. That's a challenge map, which I'm still working up the courage towards. Mystic Realm, that one's a few versions behind now. It was brand new at the start when I downloaded it. It was the latest version, but I haven't continued to update it, so that one's a bit later now. Mon Makes asks, the JackalMan, do you have any enemy variations? It'd be a fun way to expand the enemies with the randomizer. Yeah, I do. Right. Hans Mai keeps asking for Adventure Sonic. So, it's been a while since I played a sim. We'll download Adventure Sonic. And we'll also get a new map up. Could do Sonic Adventure Genesis, you know, You know what? Yeah, let's go with Sonic Adventure Genesis. Relevant, sort of, kind of, to the character. You know, it's Adventure Sonic. It's Sonic Adventure. It has been a while since I played as this guy, though, so I do apologise if it looks really bad. My gameplay's awful. But anyway, this is another Roger level. You can tell when this one was made. It's not the modern Sonic fan base making this. Hold pause, then press jump. Right, I'm not going to worry about that too much for now. I can't quite remember what's contained in it, but there we are.
Knuckles Pro! Ditch the Sonic games and hang out with us, dude.
The next Sonic game will now go into production. Will all relevant Sonic characters gather at Gate D?
Oh, you wish you still had the Adventure Sonic design. But yeah, this is, of course, if you're unaware, basically a Terminator parody with Knuckles. Like going back in time and trying to stop Sonic Team from doing this or that. Can't quite remember off the top of my head.
Knuckles! Wow, they really thought it's the real Knuckles.
So yeah, the cutscenes.
Not the real Knuckles. I created you for a special mission. We just learned Sega Dance.
Not quite as good cutscenes wise and presentation wise as like Social Stancer or whatever, but it's pretty good.
We need you to travel back to 1998 and stop it.
Find Izuka Takashi.
Izaratakanu?
Close enough.
They're all also Roombas, the enemies in the Sega HQ for some reason. I never understood why. Amadino asks, do you have any work in progress mods for SRB2? No, I do not. I am not skilled enough at programming to make an SRB2 mod. I do graphic design and I'm practicing with Blender for 3D modeling, but I am not making a level. Adventure Sonic is tan eyelids, 10 however many 1000% better than blue like Modern Sonic. I don't know. I've never loved the tan eyelids. I think there's a lot I like about the Adventure Sonic, like the fact that it's a little ganglia, the longer spines, the more defined body, rather than the, you know, slightly rounder body he has now.
The next Sonic game will
But no, there's a lot I don't love about it either.
Gather at Gate D.
I also haven't actually played Sonic Adventure or Adventure 2, so I don't really get how the spin dash works. Hello, Pig. How are you? That one's quick.
Yes!
Darius B asks, will you use the Kirby mod? I've made a review on that a while ago. Maybe I'll do it in a stream. Just to look at trying to get all of the different skills.
Never mind. I prefer to be naked. Observe my incredible muscles.
Yeah, it's a bit more awkward at this stage than some of Roger's later works. I don't know whether this one got an update like Angel Island Tour did. So Angel Island Tour got updated to have the whole like Brand X gun subplot in the second half after you've gone through the first 3 levels, which originally wasn't in the game. I can't remember whether this one is the same or whether it's still just the set of levels it launched with. Could be anything really. Right then, into this cave. Oh no, this one's just for the emblem, isn't it? Yeah, this one's a good one to collect the emblems on. It's not too difficult. It's all, if you think about it, it's all pretty self-explanatory, which is...
This area is under construction. This area is under construction.
Right, where do I go from here then? I have forgotten. The weird stone from Tails' home. Yeah, so there's the button, which is what I'm going to assume it's referring to by the weird stone. Where do I go after that? I forgot it. Darius B asks, what is a character you think should have a mod but doesn't? Well, I could be easy and go Omega, you know, as my favorite character. But yeah, I'd say probably Ruse.
Oops.
Like, because she has a mod in the past, which isn't very good, or hasn't been updated since. Whereas, you know, at least Omega's never had anything, so it's not that bad or strange that he doesn't have anything now. But the fact that Ruse has a fairly popular level, is it down here? Yeah, there we are.
Yes!
The fact that Ruse has a fairly popular mod, which is decades old at this point, I think it's definitely old. I don't know whether it's decades, but very, very long. That one just never came through. But yeah, a modern Ruse is a bit strange. Astronite says Emerald. I thought there was an Emerald mod coming out. I remember seeing stuff about that somewhere or other. I don't know what happened to that. I don't know whether, you know, their developer was one of the many, many, many that got purged in Sonic Team Junior's various mass sprees of banning people. Maybe that's why that's gone. But yeah, I thought there was an Emerald mod coming up at some point. somewhere in the future.
Be careful not to fall.
Hello to you, Carl. This one's really strange, just because the sheer amount you move side to side is really odd. Right. Yeah, so this is as close as I've ever gotten to playing Sonic Adventure, in all honesty. Probably isn't the best to say. But yeah, I've just never thought about paying for it. Speaking of, I recently posited this question to my Discord server. Effectively, recently I've come into... I got about $70 worth of Steam gift cards. I went and asked them, what should I go buy with them? What should I go buy with $70 of Steam gift cards? Because I originally, I brought them to buy FBC Firebreak. Nah, I'm not. Once I make my review of it, it will make more sense. But I'm not bothering to. I'm not gonna buy FBC Firebreak. At least not at the moment. While it's in the state it's in. So I'm gonna ask you guys, what should I spend that $70 of Steam vouchers on now? So I've currently brought the Half-Life mod pack that includes Opposing Force and Blue Shift, Half-Life Blue Shift. I already had Half-Life and Half-Life 2. I've also brought the Max Payne collection, for which includes Max Payne 1 and 2. But I still have about $55 worth of Steam credit, effectively. So, what should I spend? What if you had $55 worth of Steam vouchers? What would you spend it on? I think I kind of half expected my server to just be like, Deltarune, buy Deltarune, but surprisingly, no one said that yet. I think, what was people recommending? I think DayZ, someone recommended. Ultrakill, Amori, A Hat in Time. I've already played A Hat in Time on my PlayStation. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite game ever, but no, I enjoyed it. I'm surprised that the developers haven't seemed to have done anything in the years since. It feels like there should be at least one checkpoint between here and the end of the level. This is a bit crazy. Omori, one of my friends really liked Omori. Maybe in the future. Hans Meyer says Persona 5. That one's a good one, but I haven't played the other Persona games. So as much as it's, you know, an anthology, you don't need to play one before playing the others. I do like to play series vaguely in release order. So I would probably go and start with Persona 3 and then, you know, 4 and then on to Persona 5. I have played, the only Persona I've played before, and it's a bit of a strange one, is Persona 5 Strikers, because it was free on PlayStation Plus for a while. So I ended up playing a little bit of that. I didn't play much of it. I think I quit, you know, like just after the tutorial. I just wasn't feeling it. So that's the only Persona experience I've got. Is this something to do with his physics? Because this feels like it should be a pretty easy jump. Astronaut also says Super Meat Boy. I've already played that a fair while ago, but I have played Super Meat Boy. Have you seen Super Meat Boy 3D? Yeah, Darius B, you used it on Sonic Adventure DX and Advance Battle. That's probably the smartest one, seeing as the franchise that I do most of my stuff on. It probably would be wise to play some of the Sonic games I haven't played before. So, you know, Adventure and what other games are on Steam? Adventure 2. Heroes isn't on Steam. Lost World is, but then I don't need to play Lost World.
Be careful.
I played Forces, so that one's, you know, one that's on there that I've already played. Oh, 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 oh. No. It was going so well. Going so well.
Be careful not to fall.
It feels like it goes on way longer than it needs to. Maybe it's the fact that it just goes a bit too slow. Right. No need to wait on the fans. Go straight by. See, like you have this really, really tiny bit in the hurricane, and then you come out into Windy Valley, and there's not a checkpoint to be seen. What's going on with that?
Be careful not to fall.
Right. There we are. Back to here for the however many time. Right, let's just go right up to the ceiling. The problem is that you lose the speed, so there's like a particular time that you need to get it right. Oh, there we go. Nice shortcut. Yeah, I gotta say, I do like Adventure Sonic Spin Dash. It is a nice one. I haven't played the games it's actually from, but do prefer this over SRB2's incarnation of it. Which is a little unfair, because obviously SRB2 is going for a very classic inspired one, so it's trying to be as close as possible to that one. But no, I think I prefer this. Right, oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Adventure Sonic just can't seem to get up there. Jump plus spin in the air for the long thock. Okay, I've just been jumping. So maybe that's what I need to do. Jump and spin. Oh yeah, okay, no, that goes much further. Yeah, alright. There we are. Now we know what's going wrong. Going wrong, even. So yeah, and then I don't know what you need to do for the Lightspeed dash. I'm going to assume that's custom buttons and all the rest of it. So I can't be bothered to mess around with.
Oops.
Unbelievable. No thock. Oh, I'm going to need to like jump into it then from the looks of it. Right. Let's try again. For the however manyth time.
Oops.
Be careful not to fall.
Yeah, I get it, Tikal, I get it. Don't fall off. Good advice, generally, for most things. Right. Yeah, I need to jump into that rather than just carry from one to the other. There we go. Look at that.
Yes!
Finally got it. Even if I can't see Sonic at the end. Just needed to jump into it. Lightspeed dash works like an SA1. You have to fully charge the spin dash and let go of it near rings or enemies. I mean, to be fair, this isn't really designed for that.
Ready?
There we are. Oh, just does it automatically. There we are then. But yeah, you can tell the time period that this level was made. Specifically, that bit in between Forces and before Frontiers, because you got your 2D, you got your hugely overdone automation, you got your green hill zone everywhere.
Sesame! Sesame!
I don't really get what's going on with those guys, but yeah, everything else I can kind of make sense of everything else. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, okay. Bit too far. I hate the 2D in SRB2. I don't know why it feels so fast. Like, too fast. I don't know, you know, how it works. And how it ends up doing that. But it feels like all your acceleration just... It's completely wrong. Oh. Oh. Did not take advantage of that. I didn't realize Shields did that. Thobal Zakazar asks, who's your favourite SRB2 character? Right, well, I've answered in enough times. Modded, it's Neosonic, but I'm going to go and say, just to break it up a little bit, talking about the vanilla cast, who's my favourite. Metal Sonic, probably my favourite of the vanilla cast. Obviously, many better mods out there, but just talking about vanilla roster, it's got to be Metal Sonic.
Sesame!
Yeah, I don't get what the... I was around for all the rest of this, so I understand all of the other references and the complaints, but I do not get the Sesame thing.
Ouch!
Ouch indeed. Yeah, right, come on. Do you think?
Sesame!
There we go.
Sesame!
Alright, let's go a little slower this time so I don't throw myself off a pit.
Oops.
I think this entire 2D section is also checkpointless, so if you die you go right back to the start, which is annoying.
Sesame! Sesame!
If I remember just memory off the top of my head. Bit annoying. Red Sonic completed stage. Again, obviously this is designed to be played as a version of Knuckles. Oh, there we are, broken the game. Into the code, into the matrix. Boom. But yeah. Metal Sonic is the coolest of the vanilla cast, absolutely, 100%. Although I do like Amy. Amy feels like a... I talked about this way back when in the vanilla characters review.
Save our timeline from there.
But, yeah. Amy feels like a more advanced version of Sonic. But yeah, I'd say Metal Sonic's the coolest. Just with his hover and his dash mode and stuff. I feel like the fact that every single vanilla character has a dash mode and all the rest of it, it kind of takes away from him in a way, you know? Just because everyone else has one, so you kind of forget, oh, he's the only one in the vanilla cast to have one. Right. Got investors to deal with. More checkers. Because again, too much green hill at the time. Yeah, people were not happy with Takashi Iizuka at this point in time. Let's have a look at some of their complaints. Okay, well, no, that one is pretty, that's pretty accurate to what people say nowadays. Sweet Protective, yeah, new personality girl. Knuckles, can we make him less playable? Yeah. Angry and edgy, yeah. Popular games are slow, remove speed from Sonic game. Too much 3D in 3D games. Open world RPG Fortnite. Do you guys remember the super game that Sega was talking about a few years back? Of just, and they were going to have like a Sonic crossover and stuff. I have no idea what happened to that, but that clearly never came to fruition. Sonic game without Sonic. They did eventually. Sonic X Out of Generations. They did finally get to it. Platform games need platforming. Oh, geez, he's followed me a while. Get out of here. And then it's all of the same stuff on this side. I gotta be honest, a lot of this kind of still holds true. To an extent. Right. Darius B keeps asking to, like, spam spin dash on the ground. Truly, we are in the Sonic Adventure Genesis. With, like, the awkward messing of the cartoony Green Hill with the uber realistic design. I can't remember whether this was before or after Frontiers. I think this was after before Frontiers was released, but he then kind of came back and was like, "Hey guys, would you believe this? Sonic running through super realistic world? Who'd have seen that one coming?" But yeah, Darius B, I see you keep asking me to spam dash. I'm not that good at it. Right, okay, there we are. You need to like just tap it. No holding at all, no charging. Just tap, tap, tap. I don't know why he homed in on that platform, nearly gave me a heart attack. Oh, thank God. Oh, nope. Need to have a little bit of the momentum to get past the M word. Oh God, can't talk about that on the Sonic stream. Oh. Don't think that was supposed to happen. I love your videos, please don't get kidnapped. Yeah, no, that wasn't in the plan. I can't promise anything, but I wasn't planning on getting kidnapped. Yeah, I can't say I'm planning on that happening anytime soon. But again, I can't promise anything. Hey, the pop-ins there, it's basically Frontiers. Super realistic graphics, pop in all of the time. Random floating platforms that don't mess with the environment. He really did just predict Sonic Frontiers. Right, there we go. Hey, what do you know? The 3D and the 2D go at least to the same place? I can't believe he'd trick me like this.
All right.
If someone kidnaps you, then so them going from yes man, no man. Oh yeah, no, there's definite. When I show them that, they'll have no choice but to release me. It's practically a ransom note. Only thing that's missing is Sonic kissing a human. No, that's Sonic. This was after Forces. This was the right around the point that everyone decided that 06 was actually the best part of the franchise. Like, we are still very much at a point where you can't say anything bad about Sonic 06. Although, yeah, the kissing the human, I think no one's ever liked that. I think even Sonic 06's most ardent defenders, which is to say the people that haven't actually played it and have played Project 06, they're, I don't think even they can be like, oh yeah, no, it's fine, the kissing the human bit. That one's, you know, what else would you want from your Sonic game? Get out of my way, corporate memo. Super orchestral version of Live and Learn. Sonic Movie 3. Although, to be fair, that was entirely earned. Very, very cool moment. Like, yeah, get out of here. Bit awkward. Daytona. Outrun, maybe, I think.
Oh, I look good.
Knuckles, don't go in there! It's the Sonic Boom universe! I mean, the TV show's okay, but the games are terrible!
But I look so
Sonic
handsome.
Boom, yeah.
I'm going in.
T-1000! I mean, Knuckles! Go back!
Little bit of a voice crack there. It's incredible just how in the last few years people completely memory hold Sonic Boom. I never see it talked about. Like, obviously it wasn't very good. I mean, not expecting it to be anyone going like, hey guys, do you remember Sonic Boom? That, you know, unloved classic. But just no one talks about it. Not even in like a... At least we're not on this stage anymore. And then we clip through and die. Soon Sonic Forces will get the same treatment as 06 by Yes Man No Man. No, not soon, it already is. I've seen it. I've seen the Sonic Forces revisionism. I do maintain it's not that bad. It is
Despite our efforts,
resoundingly mediocre. It's not actually that
the
bad.
Sonic Adventure reboot happened? Did we fix it? Worsen it? Or is it all over?
Yeah, so guys, Sonic had a very rough transition to 3D.
There's
Again, I need people to understand that actually came... That line actually originated in the rough transition to 3D because they were talking about like 3D Blast. That isn't like a, oh, Sonic Adventure doesn't that game suck. It's talking about 3D Blast, which I think most people would argue for a rough transition that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day there. Adventure Sonic, a lot more fun than I remember. Well, not a lot more fun, but it is as fun as I remember. The only character that poses off the yoga tape is Tangle. Very correct, Astronaut. Very, very correct. Darren B asked, what mod should we use now? I'm probably going to call it quits here for today. Again, there's going to be a video releasing tomorrow. That's another Ring Racers playthrough episode. So that's going to come out tomorrow. After that, I am full steam ahead on a K-pop Demon Hunters review script. So I've only got access to my mic today and tomorrow. So the hope is if I can get the script for it done, or mostly done, like 2/3, 3/4 done tonight or today, I can record the footage and I can do it on my MacBook and just, use trailer footage and stuff rather than have to use my hard drive. And hopefully that will come out sometime before the 5th of July. Because at that point, I'm in another country. I can't do much recording or script writing or any of that when I don't have access to anything. Don't have access to a MacBook, don't have access to the PC, hard drive, microphone. So yeah, the hope is Ring Racers episode tomorrow, K-pop Hunters K-pop Demon Hunters review a few days after that. You know, in about a week probably. The hype will have died down a little bit, but there. Only other video I really have planned for the near future, specifically at the moment, is FBC Firebreak review, but that one's a live service, so that one could be delayed a while, and they're already updating things, so it might actually be good to leave it for a while, rather than, you know, just drop it straight away now, and then they end up changing everything and fix all of the problems I have in the review. So I don't mind that, you know, being delayed a little while. But yeah, if the K-pop Demon Hunters review comes out within the next few days, or within, you know, a few days after the Ring Races episode, that's good. If that doesn't happen, there won't be anything until the latter half of July. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully I get at least one more video out, just to tide you all over, even if it's not really in my usual wheelhouse. But, you know, sometimes you see a movie that's so good that you need to spread the gospel. You need to spread its propaganda. You need to be like, guys, you need to try this. It's K-pop Demon Hunters is very good, even if I have no care in the world for K-pop as a whole. So yeah, definitely going to cover that soon. Definitely going to cover it. Definitely going to do FBC Firebreak sooner or later. Hopefully sooner. But yeah, other than that, SRB2 mods, I don't really have any planned for the near future. Obviously, I plan to do mod reviews, but individual specific mods, I don't have anything lined up. So, you know, if you want to go and leave comments on the stream, or, you know, go in the Discord server and be like, hey, can you do this? You know, go ahead. Do that if you want. I have no specific plans yet, other than sooner or later I'm going to do the Mystic Realm Community Edition. But that might be later. I'm not a huge fan of it. And Outer Characters, that's another one that I hope to do sooner rather than later. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Once again, kind of went off track in the later half of the stream like the last one did, but the randomizer I kind of assumed to be more entertaining than it would. I probably should have thought about downloading more level packs or making sure more were active at the time, because it didn't change things that much. But yeah, hope to see you guys soon, and ciao.